Turning to Japan now, Tokyo is preparing to host the Summer Olympics in 2020. Organizers billed the event as having the potential to revive Japan, as it did when the country played host to the Games in 1964. But despite the enthusiasm and excitement around winning the bid last year, the growing financial burden of the event, along with the rising costs of the tsunami cleanup efforts, are raising doubts that 2020 will mark the country's renewal. With more on what Japanese are saying about the Olympics planning underway, here's LinkAsia's Yohei Okada.
Many users on Japanese social media are voicing their concerns about the Tokyo Olympics. Some are even saying that the event should be cancelled. A Facebook group titled "Let's Cancel the 2020 Tokyo Olympics" has more than 900 members. One user is concerned about the money being spent to demolish and rebuild the national stadium. She posted this picture of the new design, which looks an awful lot like the soon-to-be old stadium, except with a stylish roof. I made this comparison from pictures I found on Twitter. If these proportions are real, our tax dollars are funding these over-the-top delusions that may not even be attainable at this time. Is this really what we're working so hard for? This internet user also felt that the new stadium was over the top. Is rebuilding the stadium necessary in the first place? I thought we were going to use as much of the existing facilities and make the event as compact as possible. According to Japanese news portal Newsphere, the initial estimate for building all new stadiums was 150 billion yen, about $1.5 billion. That price has climbed to 360 billion yen, about $3.6 billion, with a weakening yen and the recent tax increases. On a Japanese social media website that collects public polls and opinions, more than 2,600 users voted on whether they supported the Olympics or not. About 78% voted against holding the Olympics in Japan. Many of them are concerned that the money spent in Tokyo will slow down the relief programs in Fukushima. This user voted no to the Olympics, saying, "Using 1 trillion yen to make large stadiums and Olympic villages. If we have that much money, we should build a small town for those living in temporary houses in Tohoku. We should start building hospitals and schools." Another user posted, "We say this Olympics is for cheering up Japan after the disaster. But this is just like reading comic books or remodeling your room to prepare for a school exam. It's a waste of time and money that doesn't lead to the fundamental solution of Fukushima. If we wanted to do this, why don't we do it 200 years in the future?" Many are also concerned about the leaking radioactive materials from Fukushima. The government says that everything is under control, but the Japanese are doubtful. This edited logo for Tokyo 2020 was retweeted over 500 times and reposted on a number of blogs and news websites. Responding to the public poll, one user wrote, "There's no economic benefit to look forward to. I can't agree with Abe, who only lied about the Fukushima disaster. Countries all around the world are talking about the problem with contaminated water. Hiding about the danger in Japan is a country's shame. Japan should cancel the Olympics." A Japanese blogger posted this political comic from Germany, portraying the athletes wearing protective clothing to guard against radiation during the opening ceremony relay, holding a part of a nuclear reactor instead of a torch. This comic might not be too far from reality. Mainichi newspaper reported last month that the Japan Olympic Committee is considering the traditional Olympic torch relay to be held from Fukushima to Tokyo in an attempt to prove that Fukushima is okay. Others are optimistic about the event, saying the Olympics will be good for Japan. This user, who voted yes on the public poll, wrote, "Lots of people say they're against the Olympics because of Fukushima, but the event can also be interpreted as an international commitment to solve the ongoing problems." Most Japanese on social media are concerned about the government that seems to be using the Olympics as a way to conceal the ongoing problems that Japan faces. Can the government make 2020 become a year symbolizing the full recovery from Fukushima? Japan has 6 more years to convince their people that it can.
Now on US airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.